Even in the midst of difficult situations, good things can happen. The universe isn't just out there, it's interacting with you. Claim your power by embracing the unknown. This is Tracy with Tracy Talks, and I'm here to ignite your curiosity. Don't just listen, embrace it. A few months ago, I had a difficult circumstance. I had the well on my property fail. I had several days, almost a week, of trying to fix it by replacing pumps and replacing parts and trying to figure out what exactly was happening. And then there was a period where there was a recognition that the situation couldn't be fixed and a new well would have to be drilled. And through this process, I was without water. I was hauling water. I wasn't eating at home. I was going to someone else's to shower and bathe and take care of all of those things. And it wasn't like the worst experience that I could have been going through, but it was challenging to say the least. And sometimes life just feels like these moments where we can't catch a break and we're going through things and it just seems like something else broke and needs to be fixed. There are relationships that are difficult. We just experience moments that require us to go deeper than we really want to. In the middle of the well failing, I was having to navigate the relationships with family members. We were weighing out cost options. And these kind of things don't just happen immediately. We don't just get somebody in here to drill a new well. We have to get permits. We have to expedite things. We have to move things on. And sometimes so much of this is out of our control. And I remember there was a moment where I just had to surrender, that I can't control everything. No matter how much I get frustrated, I get mad. And it's this moment of, I just have to go with this flow. I have to give up this fight and realize that for whatever reason, this is happening the way it should be. And it's really easy for me to get stuck in this mindset of things are just broken. I mean, I can easily go to the glass is half empty instead of the glass is half full. And I know this about myself, and I have to intentionally work on changing my mindset, my perspective, and my focus. And as this well journey was coming to an end, we had a company coming out. And of course, it rained. Digging the new well was pushed out because the ground was too wet. They didn't want the truck to get stuck. But on the day the trucks were going to be driving in, I noticed in the front yard this cute little mushroom that had popped up in the front yard. And I went and got my camera. I remember just looking at how cute it looked and how different it looked. And it was the morning, and the way the sun was hitting the sky was a rich blue, and the tree behind it was this kind of electric green. And I snapped the photo. And after everything was finished with the well, I went back to the photo and I edited it a little bit. I sharpened up the image. I enhanced the color just a little bit. It's the cutest little picture. And it looks almost like it belongs in some animated photo just because of how the colors look. That it doesn't look like it's real life. It looks like it's completely generated by AI or a computer. And then fast forward a couple of months and I submit it for an online art exhibition. And yesterday, I was notified that it was selected for publication. And I really had this full circle moment that I was going through a challenging period. I was tired. I was frustrated. I was frustrated with things being broken. I was frustrated with the process. I was frustrated that I was having to go through this. And sometimes I can get stuck in this, why am I having to go through this? And yet, I took the moment on that one day to notice something small and almost hidden. And I still allowed myself to recognize that there's something happening outside of me. And I snapped a picture of it. And it has turned out to be one of my favorite pictures that I've taken. It is just a great reminder that even in the worst of times, even when we feel like the hope is far beyond the situation, that there are things happening around us that are amazing, they're beautiful, and how easy it is to allow ourselves to get caught up in the frustrating things in life instead of saying, I'm just going to let that go, whatever that is, because it's out of my control. And I'm just going to pull back in my energy and I'm going to focus on something that makes me happy, something that makes me smile, something that brings me joy. And then for me to have this captured and then recognized on a whole other level just reinforces that I need to let go and let things happen. There are these moments in my life that didn't turn out the way that I hoped. And there's times where I have struggled with those stories because no matter how I have reframed it and reshaped it, it's still been this difficult experience to come to terms with. But I guess my point is we don't always know when we're going to need that life experience to help someone else, to turn it into something good and positive, a teaching moment. And I don't always know, we don't always know how we're going to need to use this in the future. And that, is there a way that I can come to term with some of these moments that were difficult and hard and just trust that I'm learning everything that I needed to learn, and that if at all possible in the future, I can use that for something good. And I really don't know where I developed this belief that life was supposed to be easy. I don't know. I don't know why I thought that I should just walk through life with no challenges, no misunderstandings, no fights. There are some definite experiences that because I had this hard path that I had to walk at times, I developed more resilience. I developed more determination. There's more empathy. There's more access to empathy and understanding and forgiveness in ways that I probably can't even understand. Even in the worst of circumstances, there are glimmers of hope. There are cracks. There are open doorways. There are people who are waiting to help us, but we have to be willing to look for those things. We each have to be willing to look for the positive, to look for the hope, to look for the understanding, the forgiveness. We have to open ourselves up to the possibilities. And I have just even gone to asking for that now. I just set the intention that everything that I need to know in this moment will be revealed to me. Show me. Show me what I need to learn. Show me what I need to understand. Help me. And now I have this cutest little picture of this happy mushroom that's just standing in its full glory in my front yard. And I can go to that picture and I can remember that even in the worst of times, there are good things happening around me, and I just need to look for them. Thank you for listening to this episode of Tracy Talks. Remember to rate, review, and subscribe, and share with others who would enjoy listening to this podcast. Friends can find Tracy Talks available on iTunes, Spotify, Substack, and YouTube. Hit me up on Instagram and Facebook at More Tracy Talks. And until next time, we meet again.